Hello, ladies and gentlemen, how you all doing? This is Con, or come to you with another 1v1 from Company of Heroes 2. I'm bringing back someone we haven't seen too much of recently. It is PanzerGrenadierAngreifen. And he's going to be playing the OKW forces. A little bit underpowered right now, but immediately throwing himself into Fortifications Doctrine. So he's definitely looking for the Pack 40s, maybe Pack 43s, excuse me. Maybe, perhaps, he's going to build a howitzer or two. That'd be kind of fun. And over here in the east, playing the United States forces, it is Lilac Judge Dredd 008 going for a mechanized company. And I admit I wanted to cast this game for a couple of reasons. One, because of Panzer Grenadier, and I have a soft spot for him, even though he's been getting hammered recently. And because his opponent's name was Judge Dredd. And, you know, oddly enough, I actually enjoyed the new Dredd movie. 6 years ago already. The map itself, of course, is Kolodny, not Ferma. Well, it is Ferma, but it's not Kolodny Ferma of winter, it's just Kolodny Ferma, so the sun is shining, there is no snow. This is wonderful outside. See, immediately a meeting engagement between Volksgrens and Riflemen. Now, as the Sturmpires are going to cap out the center part of the map, throwing down some wire on that green cover to prevent it from being used by American troops. And I guess while the game kind of gets started slowly over here, both guys opening up very, very standard. A quick Volksgrens and a Kubel, and then a second Volksgrens for Panzer. But Judge Dredd actually is going for a 50 cal Jeep, which has a fair amount of firepower early on. Not the easiest thing to utilize, but can give you a fair bit of field presence early on. We have it's practically the American version of a Soviet clown car. Alright, getting back to the point though. Sturmpires have gotten savaged by somebody. I guess those riflemen that get backed up right about now. You see the death and destruction happening right over in this area. Alright, while we're going to see some just firefights going, let me just say real quick. Guys, we are over 560 subscribers right now, and that is all because of you guys. Thank you guys so much for the love you show this channel. I say it to you constantly, but I can't help but just be constantly blown away by how much love you give the channel. Like I said to you guys before, I would love to see 750 by the end of the year. Heck, you know, I'd be thrilled, over the moon, if we had 1,000 by the end of the year. But that can't happen without you. Be on the lookout though for the new year. Gonna have some new things coming up. Definitely, I think a much more consistent schedule for one, and maybe some streaming kind of coming moving forward here. But we'll get back to that, I guess, in the near future as more details are made more readily available. And getting back to the map right about now, we see a Trip Rifleman coming out for Judge Dredd. Not an uncommon build right there. Only deviation has really been because of that clown car with the 50 cal on it. Is that boards on it? Okay, I thought it was boards. I thought it was like, maybe like, what's the term here? I don't even know what to call them. And no, that's not a Jeep after all. That's a deuce and a half, isn't it? Williams, this is your area. This might be a deuce and a half, just retrofitted with that 50 cal. No, so like I said, it was very, very standard opening up for Judge Dredd. The only difference really being the addition of that call-in. And that call-in giving him a lot more mobility than you might be anticipating out of an early American player. As good as the riflemen are, they are a little bit slower, it kind of feels like sometimes. And the macro battle. Got a very, very early minesweeping on his rear echelons. Where are those guys? Here they are, right there. And the riflemen are sliding forward to the center part of the map, trying to go and take out these wire posts. Control a lot more of the battle space. And let's take a quick look where the Sturmpires. Okay, Sturmpires in the middle part of the field. So they just threw down some shoe mines? Yes, they did. Alright. So we're going to definitely see the Americans try to get this Kubel walking down here to the south, probably going to pick it up fairly easily if Panzer Grenadier is not too on top of this, but he is. He backs it away in time for him to watch his munitions getting taken away from him. But up in the north, we also are going to see these riflemen booking it out of there, being chased off by Volksgrens over here to the east. They're going to both grab a point and put some more damage on them as they retreat. Panzer Grenadier, not unsurprisingly, is calling in his first truck, but you kind of wonder, is it going to be a mechanized, or is it going to be a battle group? Mechanized, he would just barely have enough fuel for that. And frankly, these days, you're seeing a lot more Panzer Grenadier, well, and a lot of OKW players going for that half track as opposed to early Panzer II. But it really depends. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's probably going to be Battle Group Headquarters. The way he's moving it right now, probably going to be Battle Group Headquarters right in this area behind the garrison. And there it is. Yep, there we go. 50 cal truck comes up with riflemen on top of it, chasing out the Sturmpajos. Kubelwagen getting backed up as well. Where is that Raketten, though? Raketten is lined up and throws a devastating blow into the side of that truck. So you might lose the Kubelwagen, but nope, the truck goes down first. So even if he loses the Kubelwagen at this point, no, he comes out ahead on that one, ladies and gentlemen. 20 fuel for absolutely no fuel whatsoever. Well done. A lieutenant's been called onto the field for the Americans. He is sliding forward. There's an ambo out as well. But I think the Americans are kind of rocked back on their heels for a bit. Surprised to see as effective fighting as I do. There's the shoe mines we were talking about before. A very, very obvious transition point between the crossroads and the rest of the battle space. And for some reason, the Rakettenwerfer is firing rounds. Oh, is he trying to take out the garrison? That'd be a good idea, but it's going to take him forever to do. And instead, we're just going to see the rifleman up here to the north cap out the strategic point and probably the VP. Might even see them cut off the German fuel, which would not be as comfortable as you might want for the Germans. And again, I do not know what this Raketten is firing at. You see, I guess maybe he's just trying to open up these lanes a little bit more, so that way it's a little bit less easy to drop a mine as the Americans. The lieutenant comes into a contact over here with 2 squads of Volksgrens. Not going to be how much of an issue for either squad, either side. We just see some losses though coming out finally for both units. We're seeing a very, very big meeting engagement happening between this 50 cal and the BAR. And the riflemen, we actually could see the Germans pushed away. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work too easily. Poster's going to leap back into the house, and an ISG for the OKW is going to start throwing rounds downrange. Unfortunately, doesn't do a whole lot. We're probably going to see these Volksgrens up here either get picked up or retreating back to the flaying of fire. So, nope, we're probably going to see him go down. Shockingly, not yet. Shockingly, still not yet. Very, very shocking on that one. Does ISG get one more round off? Yeah, but where's it go? Is it going on the 50 cal? No, it just goes into the hillside. Not much of a loss there. MT-34 gets slightly flanked. I say slightly, I mean totally, massively shot to pieces by riflemen moving in from both sides here. And were I PanzerGrenadier, I'd be kind of concerned. Not hugely, but concerned just enough. ISG's going to continue laying down rounds, I'm sure, right about here. There we go. The question is, first round, what was it to do? That's pretty good. That's really good, actually. So the tractor that had been such a very, very good cover for the Americans gets blown apart. But all that attention to the north has seen PanzerGrenadier forced back onto his laurels. He's kind of getting hammered. I keep saying that a lot. I'm sorry. Let me try to move away from that word. I've been saying hammered a lot in my videos recently. Let's try to move back from that. You know, take a breather, perhaps. Getting pushed back over here to the south. Rear echelon's really capping out part of this map. And Judge Dredd, I thought, was on his heels. No, no, no. Ladies and gentlemen, he's in the driver's seat, it looks like. Forcing PanzerGrenadier to go indirect fire to really support any push out onto the map. ISG-1 fires just random rounds to the south. Not going to hit anything. Terrible grouping when you think about it, too. So what do we have in the meantime, though? We are going to see BAR riflemen getting spammed onto the field. And I really kind of feel like the BAR needs to either be a little more cost or a little bit less effective. Volksgrens and the Sturmpires are desperately trying to fight off all of these American Tommies, but, excuse me, American GIs. It's not going to happen, though. Sturmpire books back to base.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
And a very, very big loss for the Germans right now.
Lock down the metal, boys! Promotion just came through! Incoming rocket grenade!
Mines are getting detected by the rear echelon squad. Unfortunately for the Germans, not able to throw down any kind of ISG that could set off the shoe mine and kill them at the same time. Oh well. Another SWS has been called into the field and just watching these rounds coming in, see if any kind of thing actually hits these riflemen. But no, the grouping on them has been not so wonderful. There we go, finally taking some damage on top of them. But rounds still just really impacting too far to the east. Drop 5 and fire for effect, my friends. No, 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 he says. No, no. And that would have been a good shot, actually. Alright, but in the meantime, we see mortars firing back. Question is he trying to do counter battery fire? No, instead he looks like he's just trying to take out that garrison. Probably a good idea, too. The Rakettenwerfer can really lock down the center part of the map towards any kind of, vehicle play, of course. 50 cal, I think, is just barely out of the firing arc. No, just barely in the firing arc. So the Sturm piles, all they got to do is just limp to one side. Duck around. Duck around. But instead, it's the 50 cal that gets suppressed and backs away. In this, a little further to the south, though, mortar team as well has been forced to shift position. And the ISGs are putting up a fairly decent curtain of fire. Unfortunately, the curtain of fire is not impenetrable. And up to this newly emplaced Schwerpanzer headquarters to kind of lock down the center part of the map. And it's just explosions in every direction, everyone. I can't even tell you how to begin to term this. Riflemen to the south of the battle group headquarters in this garrison are just kind of hunkering down, saying, hey, we got this. We don't have to worry about this at all. Rear echelons pick up a mine and get hammered instead. Major has been called in now for Judge Dredd, who's skipping that tier 2 all by itself, which is very surprising. And not something that happens very often. You usually tend to see a very, very intentional push for that. Forgive me for missing the wipeout on that one. It looks like it was a rifleman squad? Rifleman squad. Another rifle squad charging right back through these mines. And although it's been revealed, he didn't do a whole lot to actually get rid of it. So Rifleman limps back to base. He has dropped a lot of his comrades, though. PanzerGrenadier can't be too happy all by himself. He's just been kind of getting pushed back on every front. 423 to 404. He still has the lead in tickets, but it's not for long. 12:40 into the game, though. 421, 404. Like I said, it is still the Americans' game not to lose, but the Americans are definitely in the driver's seat, even taking some losses as they are. 50 cal over here, taking some incidental fire from the ISGs, and now a captured church. And I think the Germans are desperately trying to decap this point. Are they going to be able to do it? Yes, they do, just before the rear echelons get there. Cut off a fair amount of fuel for the Americans. But the ISGs are going to start creeping forward, just barely more and more and more. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a devastating blow to start dropping rounds right here. It's a very, very advanced ambo. I would love to see some rounds come right there, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. Instead, we're going to see rear echelons charging forwards, trying to displace the Germans around the center part of the field. Not going to be able to do so, though.
Keep low! Keep low! Rocket grenade! Get down!
Now, there we go. There's some rounds dropping right where he wants them. Is there counter battery fire specifically? No, there's no counter battery fire necessarily. And I've always wished there could be a counter battery option for indirect fire. Like, okay, well, even if you fire, even if it's less accurate. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe there is actually a counter battery fire. Nope, nope, nope. No, it's not from the Americans. I don't think for the Germans either. Nope, 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 nope. Just barrages. Even make it a veteran ability. I think that'd be an awesome, awesome development. Over here to the north, you're going to see these rear echelons with their mine detecting equipment are just picking up all these minefields. That's mines not doing a whole lot, and this MG-34 is going to be forced to throw down super, super quick before the Americans manage to seize this munitions point. And this is a fairly important point for the Americans. Not because they need it. No, no, no. It was because, well, if the Germans have it, that means a lot more Panzerfausts and a lot more issue in the long term.
Sherman ready.
First Sherman comes onto the field, and it's just a regular vanilla Sherman. Going to be good for the Americans for a couple of minutes here. And now we're seeing an infrared half-track, actually surprisingly enough being called out by PanzerGrenadier. So this bad boy reveals a lot about opponent positions. And it always kind of impresses me that this thing even got used back in the war. The infrared half-track. So cool. Like, interpreting it must be insane. Sherman announced its presence to the north. The stern piles might probably going to get picked off here. Barely anything left. Yep, there they go. First blood really does go over to Judge Dredd. There has been some losses over here for the Americans. Yes, they lost one unit, but if I didn't really notice that the drop-off in firepower, that kind of says a whole lot, doesn't it, right? 417 to 347. The Americans are under a trip cap right about now. Really shouldn't be. I feel like they've been very, very passive with their play. And this kind of shows that as the Germans, if you are going to be effective, you have to be aggressive. Especially as the OKW. Right now, the OKW is getting hammered across the map, across the board, by most of these allied forces, just because, especially the USF, because of the early kind of trip rifle Stewart openings. But if your opponent doesn't go for that particular build, you have an opportunity. Early Raketen does allow for a nice effective anti-tank. Not sure why that tank is worried. He's firing HE rounds into a particular area. Is that infrared half-track set up again? Yes, he is. And he's going to see these guys just well enough. Oh. Got sight. Unfortunately for the ISGs, they are firing still just too long. Down to the south, we see immediate engagement between the MG-34 and attendant Volksgrens, and a couple of rear echelons and riflemen. Probably a good thing that the Germans are able to push back on this particular side of things. The Germans are just barely holding on to a 2-to-1 cap and will continue to do so, but now it seems the Sherman's going to book it down to the south. And I really do want to see a PaK-43 or an LEFH. So much fun. So much fun. Like I said, it's not a particularly accurate thing, but static targets would be kind of fun. And just throwing down rounds. Okay, oh cool, here's the ammo, let's throw down a round on top of that. Really, really great, right? In the north, we're seeing MG-34 and a rifle grenade forcing back some riflemen. They're getting pushed back almost immediately. But the rear echelons to the south are going to pick up this VP. And that is a problem. Annoyingly, the ISGs continue to kind of be rather useless. They're just throwing down rounds at the munitions point and not doing really anything with it. And this is a German trench? Yeah, Germans built a trench before the north. They probably got pushed back away from it. A little bit unfortunate there, and now with the Sherman up here in that north, although the riflemen are suppressed, it might even get pinned. Yep, there they go. Things are not going to go well in the long term for this machine gun. Well, the Raketen is announcing his presence. He has put a round into the side of that Sherman. Might he get another one? No, he doesn't. ISGs, guys, change your firing pattern. And thank God, here comes a PaK-43, so this thing is going to hammer anything that comes close to it. Can we say how big that gun is, too? It's a huge, huge gun. 399 to 315. It has been a American-controlled map for a quick bit, and it's going to be not a trip cap for them. It's going to be picked up. No, 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 no. They fell away just before it happened. PaK-43 locking things down. That tank's going to go nowhere near the center part of the map now, I imagine. Sherman Pyro's trying to find this mortar team. See it now because of that infrared half-track. And the Sherman, which it's like, oh cool, there we go, I have targets now. We realize this, oh my god, it's a PaK-43. And somehow they don't take him out just now. That was weird. Really weird. I could have sworn I saw that round go into the Sherman. Guess not. PanzerGrenadier, after getting hit hard and forced back, he seems to be locking things back down. 388, 311. His indirect fire is still pretty much how he's keeping in this game. Infrared half-track is, I think, able to see. No, he can't see right this far. If he was able to, dropping some support gun shots on top of it, that would be pretty good, I would say. Recon run coming through. But still, okay, there we go. So the mortar team's going to get seen. And all of this stuff over here, it's just begging to be hit by the arty. This thing could be insane.
One of our fighting positions is sustaining fire.
Fighting position sustaining fire? Where? Where? To the north? Oh, pff, big deal. Not even really your spot. It's just a stolen spot, you cowards.
Squad ready for action.
Infrared half-track's gonna see this Sherman just running through all these minefields. Brigand's gonna see it rather effectively too, but it's really because the Sherman's gonna say hello and, you know, fire a couple of rounds right into their face. So while the Americans were seen to be a little bit stunned by the appearance of that Pak-43, which is now rotated, is he in range though? No, he's out of range. I think they understand how to kind of force back
Sherman ready.
German aggression. Kind of working on both sides, as you can see, 388 to 288. A second Sherman has hit the field. I had lost the cursor for a second, my bad. And supporting, having, you know, a very combined arms approach, BARs and a Sherman against pretty much anything is going to do pretty well. ISGs now have, which are not firing at the appropriate target yet again, are missing out as riflemen and rear echelons take the north. They do reposition though. Do they get the rounds off in time? Hey, take out a model. How wonderful is that? Veterancy-wise, we are going to see 2 Volksgren squads, almost full veterancy. Won't that be great right there for them? Also going to see a Panther hit the map. So, coupled with the Pak-43 and the Raketen and a Shrek and incidental Panzerfaust, should he look to waste that kind of munitions, PanzerGrenadier might be able to take a good portion of the map back in the next couple of minutes here. Screw this rifleman to the north. Here comes an incendiary grenade, naturally. Sure, baking those guys out of there. They're going to back away. That's a good idea right there. And in the south, we're going to see the Sherman moving forward again. Not too intelligently. I mean, the second that this Pak-43 even knows he's there, he's going to rotate and kablamo. It's going to be an issue. And with the Panther on the field, what is going to be the American response? If I were them, what would I do? No Pershing, obviously, because it's not that commander. Would I be looking to run Jackson's? Probably Jackson's, but the only thing I could do. But oh dear God, there's a huge, huge push coming out from the Germans to the south. Excuse me, from the Americans to the south. Both Shermans, every bit of infantry that they can even scrape together. These Volksgren are almost for sure going to go down. First Sherman goes down from the Pak-43. 4-star squad of the Volksgrens does buy it. But it does not look like Judge Dredd will be denied. All of this American infantry just really, really pushing forwards here. But MG-34's got a couple of suppressed, one or two pinned. And with the Schwerpanzer headquarters, I don't know if this is a great job for Judge Dredd. He's throwing down the barrage that might see the battle group headquarters picked up. But no, it does not die. It does not die, and instead we just see a huge amount of American blood wasted for very, very little benefit. Yes, he took down a couple of vetted squads, but it was not enough. He sacrificed a tank for that. Whew. So PanzerGrenadier marshalling his forces just so, and throwing back the American attack. There continues to be one Sherman on the field. He does not have his machine gun upgrade, mostly because Judge Dredd has just been investing in things like that howitzer barrage, 155 barrage. Okay, and in the north we're going to see this MG-34 is probably going to lock down. Oh no, oh no, no. Are we going to see a redeployment here? No, we'll just see the rifleman probably carve up this MG. And there it goes. Panther comes up though, tries to get revenge for the dead machine gun that has now just so recently fallen. And in the south, another massive push is happening again from the Americans. I don't like this kind of play. I understand it, but I don't like it. Pac 43 has already adjusted itself, and MG has already adjusted itself as well. He's moving into position right here. The second he gets set up, his entire attack falls apart. But then again, oh my gosh, all the way to fire, could see it taken down. Never mind, it goes down. But the ISG is instead now becoming the shield behind which the Germans are hiding. Yikes, infrared half-track, is he going to buy it? He's probably going to buy it right now. I think he's just sacrificing the half-track just so that way he doesn't lose the battle group headquarters. But I can't say for sure whether I agree with that or not. And Jackson is going to come onto the field and has the Panther in the flank, but can't quite see it. Maybe I should do this to get a slightly better view of all the action going on here. Sherman in the back is trying to throw rounds downrange. A couple of ensnare grenades go down. Instead, though, it's going to bake this MG-30, the captured MG-34, if he doesn't move back. And there he goes. He's racing out of there, and he drops it on retreat. Yikes. Yikes. So the mortars are trying to throw rounds at the ISG, but instead 2 rounds come in and finally plaster that mortar. That thing is not going to be used by anybody else. And that 50 cal might want to get out of there too. 1 more round's going to take him. Judge, move your troops. Whew. Making out just barely. 370 to 247. That big push again, accomplishing nothing, just losing a couple of forces instead. And the German troops, which have been hunkered down in this kind of very, very massive blob, just continue to do so. No more Stern piles on the map, so this battle group headquarters is probably going to go down soon enough. And this Jackson is just waiting for another attendant Sherman before it really pushes forwards. The lieutenant, though, is missing an opportunity to be capturing this point and this point here. It is possible that Judge Dredd is a little bit busy microwaving or otherwise trying to take a breath after that massive amount of losses. Folks managed to run forward and get hammered back. ISG's yet again trying to go and put down a curtain of fire to really push back anything coming towards them. Machine gun suppresses 4 squads, 6 squads. My gosh. Incendiary grenades or something is really what he's got to do. Battle group headquarters does finally go down. So there goes that forward, not just a retreat point, but a forward reinforcement point. And all that American infantry, what is that? 3, 10, 18, 27 guys, almost a full platoon, is racing for the rear. 50 cal in the meantime is trying to capture up this middle part of the map. We'll be able to do so without any other outside intervention. And there really should be some intervention right about now. Perhaps understandably, with no way to really repair himself, the Panther is being much more cautious about it.
We lost a gun crew. A capture point is under attack. Hit.
50 cal getting picked up. The lieutenant was trying to fire himself up on the way in. Does not manage to do so. And the Germans try to get away with that, but do not. Instead, they just lose every bit of capturing infantry right there. North, you can't see there's going to be a fight going up between the Panthers. Excuse me, the Shermans and the Panther. And Judge Dredd just apparently believes he must be the law. But, you know, he is not the cosmic scales of justice. He is not the angelic choir of death. No, no, sir. That might be that Panther instead. Captain Verfer taking fire from every which direction. He is hunkered down in this garrison. And he's taking high explosive rounds from the Shermans to the north. 1 more round's going to do it. But he doesn't manage to get away just in time. He's going to reset himself and try to get a round or 2 downrange. No, he doesn't. Instead, he just kind of backs it up and says, screw it. I don't want to die. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. I'll check in with you. My people will do lunch. We'll go. And now the American motor pool just continues to grow in the north. 30 minutes in, 352, 227. Germans are losing control of the battlefield. They're up about 75 points, but it's not going to be enough, really, not at the moment. And we really need to see either the mechanized regiment coming out, so that way there are mechanics on the field, or there needs to be something, anything really. As his Panzer Grenadier needs to call back in his battle group headquarters unless he wants to keep bleeding manpower because his troops can't get healed. Oh dear God, in the north, another big push of American infantry. We've been playing blob warfare over here, and it kind of bothers me quite a bit. Panzer Grenadier, my friend, could you actually go and create for yourself a Stukas of Fuss? I don't know, but this Panzer IV is going to do pretty well. Nailing the infantry, supported by all this extra firepower. Pack 43 says, oh my gosh, guys, we have targets to the north.
We just lost a unit.
And here's another one of 155 barrage. Okay, so you're probably going to see a fallen base or two. Never mind, more than that. I'm just going to watch this for a second because the devastation that should be happening here. Yep, there goes Pack 43. ISG somehow manages to survive. Both ISGs somehow managed to survive. The Raketwerfer is down. The Panther is still heavily wounded. Panzer Grenadier really should be more in control than he is in this, but he is not. Not calling back in any trucks, not calling back in any kind of healing for his troops. No, no, no. He is just investing munitions time and time again, it seems. There we go. Finally having a Sturmpire come onto the field to repair that Panther, and that thing is necessary, my friends. So is that Sheriff Panzer headquarters. If that thing goes down, then Panzer Grenadier might as well just call it quits. Panzer IV to the north is kind of chilling, though he should be moving further to the south to really pick up and pick on any kind of allied push that goes through. ISGs, were you guys aiming? Aiming at anything? No. No, you're not. Okay. Interesting position in the meantime while I'm thinking about it. We have the Sheriff Panzer headquarters to fight off big pushes of infantry, but you have the machine gun out front to really kind of suppress and be early warning. And you see right there, we see the ISGs using that opportunity to hammer down on advancing, let's say, combatants. NG-34, though, is going to get pushed out sooner or later by the Sherman with this HE. Panzer IV, for his part, is going to try to charge forward to push back the 50 cal. His own troops getting hurt pretty hardcore by that. But they managed to limp away before it happens. Okay, this is the time I think really pushing in that howitzer would be a great idea. Pack is now gone. Excuse me, the machine gun rather is now gone. Pack's been gone for several minutes. And in the north, this Panzer IV is just going to continue to wail on any infantry that comes through. But that will not last long, with 2 Zooks at least coming forwards, as well as rifle grenades like crazy, in case Judge Dredd can afford those. Panzer IV does wisely pull back before too much worse happens to him. ISGs, in the meantime, though, rounds coming in. Is it going to be death? It is not still going to be death. But yay, the rear echelons are not... Oh no, they still have... They have mine detecting equipment. That's a frustrating thing, isn't it? The Panzer IV, unfortunately, is not able to fire and really cause those mines to explode. So what had been a 2-0 cap for the Germans is going to be a probably 2-1 cap for the Americans. Do you finally see this garrison go down? In the center part of the field, we see the M10 and the Sherman kind of chilling, kind of hanging out a little bit longer. Back to the north, rounds coming in, trying to take out this 50 cal. One of the better decisions you could have. But not going to be able to do so. Instead, that 50 cal making it to a new position. Oh, never mind. MG-34 saying, hey buddy, you know, we got your number. When the mortar comes in and these flanking riflemen are coming in as well, I'm not sure which machine gun's going to buy it. Probably the German one, at least immediately. Yep, there he goes. 293 to 206, excuse me. The Americans are still down, but they're just calling in more and more armor. And right now, the Germans are not using their own armor as aggressively or as efficiently as they might want.
Someone get us out of here!
One bright note is that this mortar has been taken out. The remade, recrewed mortar has been taken out. So to give the Americans a little bit more of a hard time, at least from a distance perspective, Germans are able to keep their troops from taking incidental and direct fire.
Tactical point being captured.
Mortar's getting picked back up, though. They're going to bolt it immediately. Instead, we're going to see Volksgrens worried more concerned about throwing down S-minefields. Probably a good idea there, too, as well. And I don't know. Both of your echelons have hazard removal things? No, just the one.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
Alrighty. So 3 Shermans are on the field, as well as an M10. And only 2 Shermans? It's gotta be 3. Could have sworn it was 3. No, I guess one got taken up by that Pack 43. And with that, that probably will herald another big push around the center part of the map. And with the munitions to support it, I think we can safely expect another 155 howitzer barrage.
The capture point is being overrun.
Question is, will it be enough? Panther and the Sheriff Panzer headquarters are basically laughing in the face of this infantry push. And there's the barrage coming right down on top of the Sheriff Panzer headquarters, and that's probably going to go down. Yep, there he goes. Panzer IV, though, looking to get his own bit of flesh, a pound or two of flesh, if all he really wants. But he is not going to get it, does it look like. Panther gets hammered. Where's the Sturmpio? Sturmpio's body waltzed around the other parts of the map. Yep, to the north for some god-awful reason. And what had been a very good German force has now just been passived itself into non-existence. PanzerGrenadier, I have to admit, in this particular game is not really impressing me that much. He's been able to throw back a couple of the big blob pushes, but it's only been because Judge Dredd is really not throwing that much hard cheese at him.
Enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
261 to 206, Germans are hustling around in front of this MG. And are going to be welcomed by these 2 Shermans instead. Which are both firing AP, I believe. Yeah. Oh, good gosh, that M10 hits into that Panzer IV, and with the Panzer IV missing, will that be the death of it? Probably, ladies and gentlemen, probably. Panther comes in to try to support his alien comrade. Damaged engine on it as well. We're going to see the death, I believe, of 1 Sherman, but it will be the second one as well. One is out of control. Rounds impacting everywhere on the Panther. And this huge infantry push is going to take out both these ISGs. This is ultra vetted up ISGs. I'd be more concerned about them at the moment than the Panther, because once you get the ISGs, that makes your life so much easier. Panther getting hammered, though, without really any assistance, is going to go down. Panzer IV goes down. One more round or 2 is all it's going to require from his bazookas. No, and the Panther misses. The Panther misses. And somehow the ISGs make it. Okay, that's unacceptable. The ISG should have been dead about 3 times over there. Mechanized Regiment has finally been called in by PanzerGrenadier. And I don't know, is he waiting now to get like a King Tiger? Because I'm not sure he had all 4 trucks called in, but I'm not sure if it's all 4 trucks at the same time or what the deal is on that one. 40 minutes into the game, 258 to 188. Probably not all of them.
Taking fire.
And it's another part of the field, this 50 cal just got hanging out. Yikes. Recruit mortar up over here to the north, just kind of having some locational issues. Setting up, tearing down, setting up, tearing down, setting up, tearing down. And Judge Dredd's troops, with the exception of just a couple very, very small examples, are extremely veteran units. Even the Major has a star of veterancy, which is always surprising to me. Rear echelons with minesweeping devices and a bazooka are charging at the front of this next push. And 2 MGGs are rushed to the fore for the Germans to try to suppress the everything bejesus out of this infantry. And, yep, wall of fire and a lack of immediate tactics sees the Americans bolting for the high hills. Another Sherman's been called in, though, guys. Oh, no, not another one. He has been still remaining on this map, surviving in the face of such wanton destruction. And we might actually see... Yeah, I think we're probably going to see a King Tiger coming out of PanzerGrenadier. It's going to be a bit of time yet, though. I think it's, what, 620 or something like that? I can't remember. 50 cal, though, is going to destroy this MG34. Just the weight of fire is just too intense to be put up with for long. Volksguns, though, they're going to come up and just toss out an incendiary grenade. Yes, they are. There it goes. Not going to do as much as he wanted it to, though. Instead, these ISGs are going to do a little bit of damage. Not a ton to write home about, but still it's enough that it forces back the American troops. And while this all happens, Nero fiddles. Panther's been completely and totally repaired. Kind of wondering why the thing's not getting back into the fray. Only 4 kills, but I think how many of them are vehicles? Only 1? Really? Huh, how surprising. There we go. There is Le King Tiger. Königstiger. The thing's a god. An angry god of war. Munition point's going to get taken again. PanzerGrenadiers dropping this point consistently throughout the game and not really doing a whole lot about his opponent to the south. And Panther announces his presence. He's going to say, you know what? I am... you are sinners in the hands of an angry god, and I am that angry god's prophet. Sherman's going to laugh and say, hey, look, a toy for us. And then the King Tiger's going to come onto the field, and so help you God, it is not going to go well. Now, again, Williams got to help me out on this one. I think it's a Porsche engine on there. That thing had extremely powerful. It's just the insane weight it was forced to bring through. First shot takes out one model, not a whole lot there. And the M10, can you find the hyper shot at him right about now? No, but he could be. He could be. Probably should be too, for that matter. Panther kind of laughing it away, relaxing, having a, quick bit of an espresso. Looking actually to find the Jackson. I was going to call it the M10, my bad, it's Jackson. And yet, I'm really back and forth. I'm not sure if PanzerGrenadier can really even get back into this.
Tank destroyer is ready for orders.
Now the Jackson's been called in, and the King Tiger is not going to be able to handle things all by his lonesome.
Scouts are taking one of our points.
A couple more rounds get thrown at the retreating 50 cal, I'm sure. No. Instead he backs away just in time. Instead the Sherman races forward, trying to go and see some more ground, but with a Panther in the way, it is not going to be too hunky-dory to be a medium tank right about now. Rounds ping off armor, and American push comes back up the center again. So hey little diddle seems to be the name of the game. And that King Tiger finally starts to begin to assert itself. 6 kills. He's fired like 5 rounds, but 6 kills finally. Not a whole lot on that one. This one's asking for it, though, and these guys are running through an S-mine field. No, they don't take any incidental damage. Never mind. 136 to 184. It is still slowly becoming an American game, and I really shouldn't be. Really should not be. And Jackson comes forward again, going to outrange that King Tiger ever so slightly. It's become an allied, I call it allied lake, but it's becoming an allied map again. It's a 50-50 split in terms of actual resources, but the VPs have just been so clearly in the American favor. Mostly for the last 250 or 300 tickets or so. 121 to 184. PanzerGrenadier was so far up on this map, but that does not seem to be the end state from this game. So we see these ISGs, which of course do have 5 stars of veterancy. These guys have been here forever and ever and ever. 25 kills on one, 25 kills on the other one. But we're still not going to see the kind of devastation that we're really looking to have as the Germans. 3-star veteran rifleman over here trying to be pushed back by these Volksgrens, just very much outgunned, especially with the BARs right there. He's close enough. There's a pineapple grenade going one way, so he's going to be close enough for a grenade going the other, but instead he just books it out of there. King Tiger, is he even being repaired right now? Yes, he is. He's about time being repaired.
Keep up the pressure. They're
98 to 184, and PanzerGrenadier is just being too passive. He's passiving this game away. He knows what his opponent has. He knows it's not going to be ultra-heavy troops. And now, 155 howitzer barrage. Gonna take out this machine gun. Gonna take out this trench. And PanzerGrenadier doesn't have a whole lot left to really be an effective long-term fighting force. And Jackson and Sherman moving up to the north. Panther to the south is just kind of hanging out. And this dive has one purpose in mind, and this is to kill that King Tiger. Of course, one shot does take that Jackson down to half health, and with that Panther finally come up here to the north, the Comet Blitz come out or something like that? No, it's not going to be. So we could finally see the death of some of these American vehicles. A cunning flank coming around from the Panther. One round comes in, heavily damages the Jackson. 3 machine guns chatter away, but it's not going to take out either vehicle. There we go. And there is that... Oh my gosh, what's that thing called? There we go. Combat Blitz. There we go. And never mind. Now the Jackson in the rear and the Sherman's up front. And the bazookas galore. Never mind. What had been a very strong position for this Panther is now going to be wasted, I feel. 3 stars of veterancy. Does he creep around the house just in time? Yes, he does. King Tiger over here in the area. Panther does manage to back away under the skirts of its bigger cousin. And the King Tiger says, you know what? It's about time for me to really sharpen my claws. Lines up on that Jackson. Lines up on that Jackson. And doesn't fire. He's toying with his prey. Ladies and gentlemen, he is toying with his prey. 36 to 184. Germans are trying to take back their VP, or at least one VP. But not happened just yet. And the Americans are going to take out the middle part of this as well. They'll just continue to capture this like crazy. And again, what had been a very strong position for the Germans here or there has just been squandered so much. Judge Dredd, not putting on a clinic, but he's just barely fighting tooth and nail strong enough just to throw back PanzerGrenadier's attacks. And with one ISG finally decrewed, this might be the straw that's just broken the camel's back. The Sturmpyos are going to get picked up. And the King Tiger is all but dead. Yes, the mortar crew is just kind of hanging out. And yes, all these tanks over here are by themselves not going to be any kind of real struggle for the King Tiger to take. But together, they're going to kill it in about 3 seconds. So if the Jackson pops anything close to like its, ultra awesome rounds. 1 round, and for the coup de grace, there it goes. Destroyed engine at that too. So if there wants to be a captured King Tiga, it is going to happen PDQ. But they decide they don't want that much trust. They just want to kill it. So kill it they do. It is so dire this ISG is forced to go and try to cap out points. And with a 155 barrage coming down, where's the barrage coming down? Oh, right around here. Big deal. Of course, the machine gun evaporates. There's not a whole lot he can be able to do. Leaving PanzerGrenadier with 3 squads and a Panther. 2 squads and a Panther.
They only have 10 points remaining.
Despite him capturing out a BAR eventually, PanzerGrenadier gets taken out in a game that's lasted just under 50 minutes. Well played to Judge Dredd. I really thought that he was being too passive, but it appears that PanzerGrenadier outpassived him. But guys, thanks so much for checking in on this particular game. You can always reach me, of course, at conorgaming@gmail.com. And I will see you guys all next time. Take it easy, everybody. It's ConOrg signing off.